Have you ever struggled to solve a simple algebraic equation in a math or science class? If so, then this video is for you. I'm going to show you how to solve simple algebraic equations using only arithmetic and without skipping any steps. So let's get started. Alright, so let's start with our first equation, which is x minus 3 equals 7. What we need to do is solve for x. This means we have to add to both sides the number 3. So when we have a positive 3 and a negative 3 on the left-hand side, they'll add to 0. The positive 3 and the positive 7 on the right-hand side will add to 10. And we're done. The final answer is x equals positive 10. So the only principles we made use of here is the idea of preserving equality. Whatever we do to the left-hand side, we have to also do on the right-hand side. So the other operation that we've done here is solving for a variable, in this case x. And that means performing operations that get that variable by itself on one side of the equation. Here's another example. X plus 5 equals 2. To solve this problem, what we need to do is subtract 5 from each side of the equation. So the positive 5 and the negative 5 on the left-hand side will add to 0, and the positive 2 and the negative 5 will add to negative 3 on the right-hand side. And so the final answer is x equals negative 3. So just as before with addition, we're simply preserving the equality of both sides of the equation by using our arithmetic operation, in this case, subtraction. Here we have another example. We have x divided by 5 equals 3. And what we're going to do to solve this equation for x is to just multiply both sides by positive 5. And so on the left-hand side, we have positive 5 shown in red divided by 5. That will just cancel to 1, and we'll have x times 1 equals just x. On the right-hand side, we'll have the positive 3 times positive 5, and that will equal positive 15, and so our final answer is x equals positive 15. Again, making sure that whatever we do on the left-hand side, we do on the right-hand side to preserve equality. Okay, so now let's talk about how to solve a problem that requires division. So our example is 3x equals 9, and to solve it, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 3. So we'll have on the left-hand side, the 3 in the numerator and the 3 in the denominator will cancel to 1, giving 1 times x, which is just x. And on the right-hand side, we'll have 9 divided by 3, and this will be positive 3. And so the final answer is x equals positive 3. So in each of these examples, you've seen how we've solved the problem and solved for x simply by doing the same thing on the left-hand and the right-hand side, and that operation was just one of the arithmetic operations. Before we continue, I would ask that if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe to the Left Brain Learning channel and click like on this particular video. Your support is really appreciated. Alright, so let's now do a challenge problem which will involve all of the operations that we've used so far. The equation is 3 times the quantity x minus 3 over 5 plus 5, close the parentheses, equals 9. Our first step is to divide both sides by 3. On the left-hand side, we'll have a 3 over 3 that cancels to 1. On the right-hand side, we'll have a 9 over 3, which equals 3. So our intermediate result after this first step is x minus 3 over 5 plus 5 equals 3. In the next step, we can subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. And so on the left-hand side, the positive and negative 5 will combine to 0. And on the right-hand side, the positive 3 and negative 5 will add to negative 2. So our intermediate result now, after performing the division and the subtraction steps, is x minus 3 over 5 equals negative 2. Now in our next step, we're going to multiply both sides by positive 5. And so we'll have on the left-hand side the 5 in the numerator and the 5 in the denominator canceling to 1, leaving us with just x minus 3. And on the right-hand side, we'll have the negative 2 times the positive 5 equaling the negative 10. So our intermediate result now is x minus 3 equals negative 10. And the last step is to add positive 3 to both sides. So on the left-hand side, the positive and negative 3 will add to 0. And on the right-hand side, the positive 3 and the negative 10 will add to negative 7. So our final result is x equals negative 7. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.